I want to share a very quick word of Torah with all of you, very quick. There's a fascinating piece in the Mishnah that's included in our Haggadah, probably one of the most famous lines that we've all read the last couple of nights. It says in the Mishnah in Pesachim and in our Haggadah, in every generation, a person must see themselves or view themselves to have personally been redeemed from the land of Egypt, to have gone out of Egypt. B'chol dor v'dor chayav adam lir'ot et atzmo ki'ilu hu yatsa mimitzrayim. Here's what's interesting. For Ashkenazim, the words are lir'ot et atzmo, to see oneself in this way. But for Sephardim, for anyone who's seen a Sephardi Haggadah, following in Rambam's tradition, the Haggadah's text reads leharot et atzmo, rather to show oneself as redeemed. So lir'ot versus leharot, from the same root, but one meaning to see yourself, the other to show yourself to the world outside. For Sephardim, this is often interpreted to mean as having an obligation to act out the story of Pesach during the Seder. And that's where the traditions that many families have come with lightly hitting each other with scallions, or walking around the table with a sack attached to a stick over their shoulder, truly acting out the story. They also, Sephardim also raise the Seder plate above their heads. In some communities, they passed it around the table in a circular motion to show that it was a process from slavery to freedom. And so truly showing themselves as having been slaves and gone out into freedom. These are two very different ideas, I think, lir'ot and laharot, to see yourself versus to show yourself. So let's ponder, I'm interested in your thoughts, but I'm going to offer one idea about maybe a difference between the two and what we can gain from both. So I think we can learn from both of these versions of lir'ot and laharot. While lir'ot is inner-directed and self-directed about how I view myself, laharot is outer-directed, how I make myself seen in the world by others. And I believe that true freedom, true liberation, comes when we can see ourselves reflected outwards, where we feel both free with our identities and at peace with who we are on the inside, and also we can display that proudly and confidently without fear of violence, fear of persecution. That there's no need to hide who you are on the inside, and also there's no need to hide who you are on the outside. So whether that's being a Zionist, being a Jew, whatever the identities are, there should be, I believe in true freedom, a consistency between the two, who I am on the inside and how I get to behave in the world, and not to live with contradictions. As the Talmud says, tocho kivaro, the inside is like the outside. So I was thinking about our Orthodox brothers and sisters in Brooklyn and in other communities who, over these years and most recently, there have been several horrible attacks on members of that community in Williamsburg. They may lir'ot et atzmo. I know that they see themselves one way, but I think about their freedom, their lack of freedom in the laharot department, to be able to show who they are. When they dress in their way, identifying as Orthodox Jews, they're not experiencing freedom, they're experiencing persecution. So I pray for all of us, I pray for all Jews, including especially our friends, our brothers and sisters who are under attack, that this be a holiday of cherut and a year of freedom, both inside and outside, that we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open with who we are inside, and also we can proudly walk in our identities in the world. Chag Sameach.